Hey, I'm Joe from Papa Jobo's. Let's get right into this. I went and saw Batman today. I'd waited a while. I stayed away from all spoilers. I stayed away from all sites. I stayed away from all reviews. I stayed away from it all so I could go in completely unspoiled. Let's get into the good, the bad, and the very ugly in this film. The good, it treats Gotham as its own character, period. I don't know if there's too much more to say about that other than I really like the ambiance. I wish they would have added in more CGI, made the city look a lot more like Gotham, like it was in Batman Begins, like it is in a lot of the cartoons. I don't like them just superimposing crap over the top of another pre-existing city, but they got the ambiance right. The cinematography's good. The lighting, fantastic. I loved all of the sets. I can't complain about any of that. Now let's get into the acting. The acting is actually pretty good. I thought Robert Pattinson was going to sparkle. Literally. Edward Sparkle's coming out. Woo! I'm sparkling everywhere. However, he actually made a decent Batman. Now, a Bruce Wayne, he was probably the worst Bruce Wayne I've ever seen. I did not like his portrayal of Bruce Wayne. I did like him in the Batman suit. He's maybe, one of the top 4 Batmen. But his Bruce Wayne portrayal was weak. It was weird. It was kind of whiny and really, really quiet. Literally, I had some problems hearing things in this show because sorry, that's what they do a lot in this show. You're talking behind masks, and I can't understand what the hell they're saying. Now, let's get into Zoe Kravitz. I thought she did a pretty decent job as Catwoman. They gave her a lot of lines to deliver that sucked after the second act. I'll get into that in just a minute, what I thought about this movie and the whole arc. But as far as the acting went, I thought she did fine. I thought it was well acted. I thought she played a really good, sexy-looking, smart Catwoman with what she was given. Again, with the lines she was given and the character she was told to play. And knowing her politics, she probably enjoyed every minute of it. With Jeffrey Wright, he played a pretty good Commissioner Gordon. I thought it was maybe a 6, maybe a 7 out of 10 if I'm being generous. It was decent. Nothing more to talk about with that. The next person on the list would be Colin Farrell, who for me steals the show because I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't know who he was in this show. I didn't know he performed in this show. And when I saw the credits, I went, who the hell was Colin Farrell? I came home, looked it up, and went, holy crap. That guy played his role. I mean, I didn't know the guy could act that well. It was amazing. So he stole the show for me. He was fantastic. So next is Paul Dano, a guy I've never heard of. He did really well when he was in the mask. I thought he portrayed the Riddler pretty well. I think outside the mask, he didn't look anything like I thought he would. He was weak. I thought the character was uninspired after he came out of the mask. And I guess while we're at it, let's do Andy Serkis. He was in this film for about 5 minutes. Didn't really impress me. Didn't really underwhelm me. Just didn't really care about him. The part about the film that I liked is they assumed we knew the relationship between him and Alfred, and they assumed we knew his past. They didn't delve into that. That's actually something I liked. With that having been said, let's get into the meat and bones of this. This is a tale of 2 movies. The first half is really good. They got the cinematography right. They got the lighting right. The music was wonderful. The acting was on point. The writing was intriguing. There was a mystery there to be solved, obviously, because the Riddler's in it. And then it hits Act 2. And this is where it goes to hell. So Batman and Catwoman meet on the top of a skyscraper and they start talking about all the events that have been happening. And then Catwoman goes on to suggest that all the white people deserved it because they're white privileged a-holes. And that's when the movie started falling apart. They could have salvaged it after that had they stuck to the principles they had in the first half. It's like someone came into this second half and went, time to rewrite this crap. Let's go. It doesn't have enough messages in it. It's after this point that this entire movie becomes about the message. The message we're always talking about, being woke, being representative, being a social justice warrior. Let's add our cultural Marxist take into this. Let's go for it, guys. And they do that. Every bad guy with the Riddler is a white dude with a gun. I know some people are going to say, well, you couldn't see behind their mask. You could see around the whites. You could see around the whites of their eyes. They were white guys. Every single one of them. Crazy white guys with guns. The mayor of the town, who was an annoying actress. I don't know her name. She didn't do very good at all. They miscast her. They could have gotten an older lady of color to play her and done so much better than this girl did. But she becomes the valiant hero against all the white bad guys. I don't understand that. I also don't understand why every single person that was a good person in this film was a person of color and all the white guys were bad. Well, let me take that back. I completely understand it. The second half of this movie was only and solely about a message. There was one good scene where the mob boss is shot and killed, and I thought, good, justice, awesome. Now we're going to go have a battle with the Riddler. And it turns out it's not a battle with the Riddler, it's a battle with social issues. And how this director and the writers in the second half decided that this was a fight against the man. I don't get it. I want to say I don't get it, but I do. It is so blatant and so obvious. They do it in everything. They have said why they're doing it. They're not shy about it. I guess I'm surprised because I think at some point these guys are going to understand, oh, we don't want to piss off our fan base just to pick up new people. We actually want to have everyone be included. That would be nice. It almost felt like Jordan Peele directed this second half, except there were white people in it. He says he won't cast any more white people. Well, that's not racist at all. Add into that fact that this movie drags on. They're constantly trying to get messages through at the end and just shoving them into every scene. Batman, all this was his fault. He sees his part in this now. And it's not just a little part. Like, he basically is like, I did the whole thing. There's a scene where he jumps out inexplicably and cuts a cable that he's hanging to and falls into the water. You're going, oh, is Batman killing himself? No, it was just an easy way to get down. He didn't want to use any of his tools, any of his fun toys. He didn't want to slide down the rope. He had to have a really big, I might be self-deleting myself message in there. And he got it. And then he went in and instead of being vengeance, because he heard another angry white guy say it, he becomes leader of what? I don't know. It became so confusing, so muddled, so full of the message. They couldn't just make a good movie. Why? You started out so well. So my overall review on this is a 5 out of 10. The first half really is fantastic. I'd give it a 10 out of 10. The second half is about a 0 out of 10. Really, it is. It's that bad. So I averaged the two together and I've given it a 5 out of 10. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like, share, subscribe. Help me keep growing this thing. I'm Joe from Papa Joe Bows. Peace.